me welcome Reverend Stephanie St. Amand with her talk, It's Not All Upstream.
Thanks, Mardal. Told you I'd change the title. I don't know anything about bullnose dolphins or something. What was it called? Oh, remember with the old title, Remember with the River Dolphins. But for me, it's about, it's not all upstream. It's not all upstream. Hello, Zoomers. Good morning. Hi. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Every day, it's my responsibility to remember who I am. Who is the person I tucked in last night? And when I wake up in the morning, is that the person I want to untug? Right? It's not all upstream. So this month, the talk notes from CSL are based on a book by an amazing woman. Hang on. Her name is Alexis Pauline Gumbs, and the book is Undrowned: Black Feminist Lessons from Marine Mammals. Undrowned: Black Feminist Lessons from Marine Mammals. I was like, oh my gosh, there's 6 pages of these notes, and I deleted most of them, like I do. But what I did delete was this whole excerpt from the book that they shared, because after reading it, I immediately went and put the book in my cart and went and bought the book. So I'm going to learn some Black feminist information about mammals. So this is what Alexis wrote. I wonder what it means for an ocean dolphin to swim up a river. The bottlenose has a range across the whole planet. The whole ocean is open, and yet sometimes they will choose the boundaries and specificity of a river, brackish water, narrow shores. Why? The message for me today is about specificity, about choosing a lane with all my infinite potential, about how my world-traveling grandmother made a commitment to a small island, about how strong we grow sometimes swimming upstream, about what the world can learn from this visibility of our message in a context that is specific enough to ring clear, and to trust that the water touches all water everywhere. And for all of you, ocean dolphins wondering, what am I doing in this river full of mud? Remember why Harriet Tubman went south. She didn't have to. She was skilled, untraceable. She could have been individually free, unencumbered. But if she wanted to tell an everlasting truth about freedom, this is what every day is like with me now.
Okay, go with it.
Yeah.
We're there.
But if she wanted to tell an everlasting truth about freedom that would ring across the planet, a message for the ages, she had to live free in an unfree space. It sounds like we all do. It was the only way to bring us all with her. Alexis continues, thank you, my loves, for the bravery of your freedom in spaces of clear limitation, in spaces of muddy reality. Thank you for your decisions to do not what you could do, but what you must. Thank you for teaching the difference between privilege and courage, escape and transcendence. reaction and revolution. Your endurance inscribes an eternal alternative carried by bottles and bottle noses, blood and breath. Message honored, message received. So I needed to hear that when I read it. Because inside of my mind, all of the time, is what everybody else's expectations of me are supposed to be. This is ridiculous. Oh. And I already know who I am. And so other people's expectations just feel like walking through a rainforest on a muggy day in a wool sweater. So heavy. You know what I'm talking about. Have you ever wore wool socks and boots you got a booter in? Right? And so the daily journey to personal and individualized freedom all has to do with our mind, the power that we have within us. I had to practice the word specificity 70 times before I could say that word out loud today. I even looked it up. Google, hey Google, what does specificity mean? It means the quality of belonging or relating uniquely to a particular subject. The quality of belonging. That story of the dolphin, I can't wait to read the whole book. Does anyone want to read it with me? We can do a book study about mammals in the marine life. But that story, the story of like, we could live anywhere, you guys. We could be doing anything. And we're here. And we're now. We could be doing all of this. All of this freedom of expression. And this beautiful world we live in puts us in boxes and wants to label us as things. A hyperactive little girl in kindergarten class. Instead of saying, here's a paintbrush, they say, here's some Ritalin. Right? This is the world we live in. Why are we not honoring our uniqueness and showing up as ourselves in the murkiness? If we're all in the murky water together, we're gonna bump into one another. But we can clear the water together. Because the more freedom we feel in ourselves, the more we know about ourselves, the more we deliver our unique and unrepeatable expression to the world, the more the world will feel that freedom. Bit by bit, moment by moment. The book is the story of her grandmother, Alexis's grandmother, who was the expert on traveling and following marine life. And so she talks about honoring our ancestors. And from our ancestors, just a little piece about how my mind works. There is no past, there is no future. Everything is infinite and eternally happening right here and right now. There is nothing and no thing besides the moment that we're in right now. So our ancestors are in this space with us. Everyone who's ever been in this space is right here with us, right now. So we can draw in that energy. We can draw in that strength, their guidance, their experiences. We can learn to reclaim that power, that inherent power that is within us. Biology is science, right? Do you know that you yourself have 644,000 grandparents in your DNA right now? In your DNA right now. 644,000 grandparents. Now, how many cousins is that? I'll tell you, we're all cousins because of that. We are all cousins. We are all family. So I know my ancestors. I have the privilege, this is a privilege, I have the privilege of knowing that my 16th great-grandfather was Joseph Bélanger, who landed in what is now Quebec City in 1634. And I know the name of his children, and their 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 children. And there's my dad. Hey, Dad. Sapinin. We can draw in from all of that. I contemplate that resiliency. 1634 months on a ship to land here with a promise of something greater. Something greater. No electricity, no running water, no internet. What were they doing? How could they do that? So I honor every ancestor, every finger painting that is on a cave, the inside of a cave. Family. And all that wisdom, all that growth, all that expression, it's right here with us. So honoring our ancestors involves addressing both the traumas and the triumphs. We think about story days now times, and we think, how many times have I blamed my parents for things that as I do as an adult? I have choice and freedom. Those aren't their traumas. I get to heal those. I get to clear those out. I get to experience a new expression. Because life, the divine, the wholeness of life, it's the sticky and the sweet. It's the falling down and the getting up. That is all divine, and it's all purposeful. It's all practice. Jen Cushman, she wrote, as you focus on clearing generational trauma, don't forget to claim your generational strengths. Your ancestors gave you more than just wounds. Yeah, my ancestors must have given me resilience, boldness, audacity, tenaciousness, patience I'm learning all on my own. We get to deepen our connection with our ancestors and all of the descendants. Just a fun fact, I have done my DNA. Ancestry.ca. It was a Christmas gift for the whole family. I wanted to know, Dad, what are you? I want to know. So just on Ancestry alone, I know that I have over 3.4 million cousins. Yeah. Cousin! You know? It just reminds me of that beautiful sense of community that we come together in. We know our ancestors. Do we know our spiritual lineage? Do we know who has taught our teachers? What their lives have been like? What experiences brought Ernest Holmes to this teaching? I know that Emerson, Ralph Waldo Emerson, was tired with his church, so he went and started a new church. And because of that, we have the New Thought movement. He was like, how your values no longer match my values. I believe in freedom and oneness. So I'm going to move on. So that was the Transcendentalist movement. Ernest Holmes loved Emerson. Loved him. Was a great teacher of his. I think of my first teacher walking into the Science of Mind community that was the Center for Spiritual Living, no, it was the Center for Conscious Living, the Reverend Cam Hamlin. His face is on the wall on the way downstairs. I took every class. I listened to everything he said. And practicing what I was learning changed my life. Changed my life. I'm so grateful for everyone who has pushed through something to walk through the door here. Because we're always looking for something when we find a community like this. We're always looking for something. In fact, it's right in our vision, mission, and purpose statements that this is a sanctuary for seekers. So what are you seeking? I'm seeking interconnectedness. I'm seeking divine wisdom. I'm seeking the power of consciousness that will impact and change and shift the world. Not the world out there. The world that's right here, right now. The world that lives within me. Embodying our ancestors' continuity. Because it's the same thing. What Reverend Cam taught me is the same thing that Buddha taught 1,000 years before Jesus taught it. All the same philosophies, all the same spiritual undertones are right where we are. And so I trust that the only wisdom our ancestors truly want for us is that which is for our highest expression. If we listen to our ancestors right now, they are not trying to pull us down and suffocate our expression or our growth or our character or our personhood. Our ancestors are all around us, cheering us on. You got this. You have got this. There's personal power and personal responsibility in all of this. And so here's the bridge. I'm not sure if everyone read their newsletter. Did everyone read the newsletter? So here's the announcement that was in the newsletter. I have agreed to be the bridge minister for this community for the next few months while we get our stuff in order. And the reason I love that they chose bridge minister as the title is because my personal ministry for the past 12 years, here I go again, is bridging hearts, awakening minds, and transforming lives. That's my purpose, that's my mission, that's why I get up in the morning. So the symbol of the bridge, if there's a gap, then let us build this bridge together to expand our reach into each other's hearts. And when we are in each other's hearts, then we are so empowered to go out and be ourselves out in the world and know that we are supported and loved and held in grace by one another, by our family. Dr. Andrea Earle wrote in the Science of Mind in February of 2024. She said, "We are all accountable for setting right the truth of our past and working to create a just and fair future." We are each accountable. There is no room for the blame game in this place. This is a place of conscious living. This is a place where we are expressing and expanding upon the very nature of divine source and substance, and there is no place for that kind of expression. What we have here is an opportunity to create a future together, a future from a blank slate. Ernest Holmes, he wrote in this thing called You, "There is but one presence in the universe. Since it is in and through everything, it must be in and through you. This presence manifests itself in and through all forms, all people, all conditions. This presence is life itself. Its nature is love and givingness. That's the nature that's here, right now. The presence of the infinite wonderment that's ready to be unfolded together is right here, right now. And our thoughts create and shape our reality. Like in Bev's reading this morning. It's the one premise of this teaching. Change your thinking, change your life. Change your perspective. Change your whole world. Our thoughts and beliefs shape us and the reality we live in. So it's this opportunity to unlearn what we don't want, to unlearn all the things in our lives that no longer serve us. Divine holy substance is moving through you, and you have all the power you require to learn something new, to create something new, to express as divine wholeness. That's what we're doing. Unlearning to remember. Sonia Renee Taylor in Journal of Radical Permission. This is another book I'm going to get based on this one quote. You are no less miraculous than whales and rainbows. Right? You are a miracle. The life that you are living, you are that. So we need to unlearn everything that denies that truth of you, denies your wholeness. Let go of absolutely everything that does not serve the highest expression of that which you want to bring forth in your life. Unlearning the false narratives to reconnect with our true selves, to truly see ourselves for the first time. See ourselves exactly how we want to be. So we need to be mindful and examine our thoughts, our thinking, our experiences. We need to have critical thinking as we examine the beliefs and biases we may have inside of our lives that are internalized and choose to consciously reject them. I'm always checking in. Ooh, was that a biased expression? Could I think a bigger thought about that thing? So here it requires a collective effort to support each other in rediscovering and affirming our true identities. A collective effort. We're all in this space right here, right now, to remember who we are. To support one another in this journey, on this path. Every step that I take with you. Every step you take, I take with you. So we get to be in this beautiful expression of spirit. We get to experience life. We get to experience newness. By releasing our old thinking and limiting beliefs, we have an open chest, an open vessel that we can fill up to the brim, pressed down and overflowing with the goodness we so desire. We have the power within us. Again, Sonia Renee from Radical Permission, she said, our shadows, the most disavowed elements of our identities, are essential elements of our humanity. The highest permission we can grant ourselves is the permission to be fallible, to make mistakes, to be wrong, to be the person who caused harm. Only then can we be fully accountable and ultimately reconciled to the full breadth and scope of our divinity. It's so good to know that I'm fallible. It helps me get up in the morning. To know that it's okay to make mistakes. I'm going to make them. We all do. Anyone who thinks otherwise should be up here speaking to us about how to do that. But we all get to live in this expression and not turn away from our shadow self. It's equally divine. It's equally the expression of our teacher. Our divine and holy teacher is our shadow self. And the way that we do this work of polishing ourselves up is definitely by being in community and making mistakes together. Figuring things out together. Digging out the roots together. Planting new seeds in fresh soil. Oops, gotta move the tomatoes. I put them in full sun and they are burning. But you know what? So easy, I moved them. I moved my tomatoes. They're so happy now in the shade. All the seeds we plant together are powerful. Powerful when we have a common focus, a common vision, a common place to be, and to know each other's truth, to circulate that love we have for one another in the world that we send out ourselves to every single day. So, honoring our shadow, honoring our ancestors and their shadow, and honoring the sunlight that shines on us each and every day, because there is a divine and holy thing in each of us that is powerful presence. We are free. Ernest Holmes said in The Science of Mind, this is why I read the whole book, the divine plan is one of freedom. Bondage is not God-ordained. Freedom is the birthright of every living soul. All instinctively feel this. The truth points to the freedom under law. Thus, the inherent nature of humanity is forever seeking to express itself in terms of freedom. We shall do well to listen to the inner voice, for it tells us of a life wonderful in its scope, of a love beyond our fondest dreams, of freedom the soul craves. My soul craves freedom, and I bet yours does too. Let's find freedom together. Thanks for listening. And next week's talk is about sharks.